I did not marry for love, I married for peace, though I didn't fully understand it at first. A decision I wish I never made. My marriage began with my elder sister, Adana. She spoke with confidence, the kind that silences doubt. She told me that the man who wanted to marry me was a good man, well known to her, familiar to our family, and respected in the community. She said he grew up in our old neighborhood and that his people were decent. I believed her, because she was my sister. My parents also put in words for him. They claimed he was going to make a good husband. I didn't know him because I didn't grow up with my family. But I trusted my family's judgment. So when his family came formally to ask for my hand in marriage, my parents agreed. Everything was done properly. The elders met. The wine was shared and the rites were completed. I became a wife 2 days after the marriage. While my heart was still learning how to adjust to a new home, my sister said something that unsettled me. She said it casually, almost carelessly. You know, his elder brother once had a fight with our brother Samuel years ago. The room went quiet inside me. She added quickly, it was long ago. They settled it. Peace was made. But her words unlocked a memory I didn't know I still carried. I remember the fight that happened years back vividly. I tried to push further to know more, but my sister waved them off. It's in the past. Don't worry yourself, she said. I tried not to. I entered my marriage the way I was raised, with sacrifice and faith. From the age of 8, I lived with the wife of a reverend. I was taught patience, humility, endurance, and how to keep peace in a home even when it hurts, so I gave my marriage everything. I bought foodstuff without asking for money. I bought my husband gifts from my own earnings. When our first child arrived, I took care of the child's needs, food, and daily expenses while my husband saved his salary to start a business for our future. But instead of appreciation, his heart hardened. My husband became distant. His words turned sharp. He laughed freely with his female friends but spoke to me like an inconvenience. He was warm to his family, but cold at home. Slowly, deliberately, he stopped visiting my family. Then his relatives followed. They would meet my parents on the road and pass without greeting, as if greeting my family was forbidden. I didn't understand it. I prayed harder. I blamed myself, my mother. However, began to worry. She would ask me questions that confused me then. What does his family say about us? Does your husband ever mention your brother? Do they treat you like someone they trust? I didn't understand why she asked. Whenever my husband and I fought, his family never listened to my side. I was always the problem. Then my mother fell sick. My husband didn't visit her. His family didn't visit her. No cause. No concern. During that sickness, my mother's voice changed. One night, holding my hand weakly, she said, if anything happens to me, promise me you will never return to that house. I asked her why. She looked away and said, some marriages are not built for love. They are built to settle old debts. I didn't understand her then. What debt was my marriage meant to pay? Months later, my mother died. During her burial, my elder brother Samuel returned from Accra. After the funeral, he asked me to sit with him privately. That was when the truth finally broke open. He told me the fight with my husband's family was never ordinary. It started from a disagreement at a football game that led to a fight. My brother thought it was over. But that same night, while he and his wife Lydia slept outside because of the heat, Felix tried to take his life. He was woken up by his wife's screams. When Samuel opened his eyes, a man stood over him with a concrete block raised high. If Lydia hadn't screamed, my brother would have died. A struggle followed. Then another man appeared, Daniel. Felix's brother and my husband's direct elder brother, who joined the fight against my brother. But my brother defeated them both and they felt humiliated. After the fight, Felix, my husband's elder brother, was paraded round the village for trying to end someone's life in his sleep, because it was a big offense in our village. Later, oaths were sworn before the gods promising never to hurt each other again. But hatred settled deep. My brother said something that shook me: "I only knew who you married after the traditional rites were completed." My father later admitted the truth. He said my mother believed marrying me into that family would end the conflict forever. That was when everything connected. That was why my husband treated me with resentment, why kindness stopped at my doorstep, why his family avoided mine. I was not just a wife, I was the sister of the man they hated, the reminder of a humiliation they never forgot, the peace offering they never accepted. Then another truth hit me, harder than the rest. My sister knew. She had known all along. She knew the depth of the fight, she knew the hatred, she knew my marriage was meant to seal silence, yet she looked me in the eyes and said, "He is a good man." That realization broke something inside me. I was betrayed twice, by the family I married into, and by the family that sent me there without truth. But why would they use me as a peace offering? They knew the fight was a serious one. Why did they agree to toy with my emotions? My future. That night I cried because I felt betrayed, especially by my sister who talked me into the marriage. One day, my family could no longer stay silent because of the constant maltreatment. My father called Louis, my husband, and his brother Felix. "Why did you come to ask for our daughter's hand in marriage?" my father demanded, "if you still carry hatred against us? If the fight between the sons from both families was never truly settled?" My husband and his brother Felix looked at each other, then sneered. Then my husband spoke. "I did not come for love," he said coldly. "I came to remind you that humiliation leaves scars. I came to pour it all out on her. She is mine now, and I will treat her as I please. She is now my slave." We were all shocked. My family, wounded by the disrespect, begged me to leave the marriage, but yet, for the sake of my children, I still went back. Two innocent lives who did not ask to be born into a world they did not understand. I told myself I would endure quietly until they were strong enough, but endurance did not soften him, it only emboldened him. But what awaited me there was not peace, it was punishment. From that day on, my husband became openly hostile. He no longer hid his resentment behind silence. He spoke to me like someone addressing an enemy, not a wife. If I spoke, he accused me of disrespect. If I stayed quiet, he accused me of plotting. I began to notice patterns. Anytime I had an issue with someone, that person suddenly became his friend. Old misunderstandings I had moved past were reopened and retold, twisted and exaggerated, by him. He laughed with people who insulted me. He shared meals with people who despised me. Slowly, my reputation was being destroyed. He told people I was unfaithful. He told them I refused him in bed. He told them I didn't cook. All lies. I cooked, I served, I endured. But lies travel faster than truth, especially when they are told by a husband. And this was revenge without blood. Then his mother fell sick. Despite everything, I went to the hospital to see her. I went because that is how I was raised. I went because I still believed kindness could break curses. When I entered the ward and saw her lying on the bed, my knees weakened. It was the same bed, the same position, the same smell. My mother had died on that same hospital bed. Without warning, tears poured down my face. I tried to stop them, but grief does not ask for permission. A nurse noticed and asked what was wrong. I explained softly that my mother had died on that same bed. The nurse advised me to go home and rest. I obeyed. That night, when my husband returned, he insulted me bitterly. He said I was wicked for crying in the hospital. He accused me of wishing death on his mother. Then he said something that confirmed everything I had feared. If my mother dies, you will be responsible. I was hurt, but I stayed until his mother recovered. Not out of love, but out of fear that if I left immediately, they would accuse me of something worse. The day she was discharged, I packed my things quietly and returned to my father's house with my children. This time, I did not wait for insults. The next month, my family returned their bride price. His family were furious. Their perfect slave was setting herself free. Still, I chose peace, because I finally understood what my mother meant when she said, "Some unions are built to settle debts, not to love." She had realized too late that she tried to end a conflict with a marriage. When she saw how I was being treated, she knew the price of that decision, and she tried to save me before it killed me. I have forgiven my sister even though she never really asked for it. It was important for my peace. This story is a gentle reminder that a woman should never be used to settle old family conflicts, because unhealed hatred doesn't disappear, it just finds a new victim. Parents must not gamble with their children's futures in the name of peace. Never enter a marriage without knowing who you marry. Endurance is not love, sometimes living is wisdom. Never marry into secrets. The truth you don't know will destroy you. Thank you for staying with me till the end. We meet again next time to share another lovely story. And do not forget to let us know what you have learned. But for now, bye.